There we go. I'll just double check I'm on. Equipment free, this one, so this one would be an easy one to follow at home. It's a real mixture of things that we've done over the last few weeks, and we'll give you a full body workout, so hopefully we'll mobilise everything, work each of the different muscle groups, so if you want to follow if you want to do a little bit of exercise. If you were following at home, then even just doing the warm-up and a little bit of the standing work would be beneficial. You don't feel that necessarily have to set aside 45 minutes to do it, so even 10-15 minutes, and repeating that through is going to have lots and lots of benefit. And make sure you don't stiffen up over the next 5 weeks. Okay, I'm going to pop a little bit of music on the background. Let's shuffle towards the front edge of the chair, bring the feet together, take the feet into a V shape, bring the heels round. Take the shoulders up and back and down. Take your hands to the lower rib cage and take 3 deep breaths. So on the in-breath, we're trying to expand the rib cage. Take the breath in and out. Let the rib cage soften. And big breath in. And out. One more time. Breathe in. Those arms with those arms all the shape through, and then coming into some shoulders, up and back and down, some mobilization into those shoulder joints. And then changing direction, roll the shoulders forwards. And then shrugging the shoulders up to the ears, and shrug up, and shrug. So we're just trying to get a little bit of vibration through the shoulders. We're just encouraging the muscles around the neck to soften and lengthen. Go 2 more. Okay, coming into the side bend. Drop the hand down the side of the thigh. Nice and soft through the shoulders. Let the arms be loose. Then back up through the centre and over to the other side. On the next one, as we come into that side bend, float the other arm away, but really soft through the elbow and the shoulder. Just a little bit more work to wake up those shoulder joints. Let's go one more each side, so we float the arm away. And let's go to this side. Bring that back down, reset those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to alternate our shoulder rolls. We take one shoulder up and back and down, and then the other shoulder. Now you can stay with these alternating shoulder rolls, or start to lift the elbow gradually, so we're increasing the range of motion, progressing to something that's a little bit more like backstroke. So arms up and over. You could stay with shoulder rolls if the shoulders don't really lift quite so high. And start to watch the arm as the arm comes up and over, giving us some rotation around the waist. We're warming up and mobilizing the spine that little bit more. Shoulders are away from the ears. And one more each side. And everything back to the centre. It's just warm up those legs a little bit. So alternate heel raise, keeping an alternate heel up off the floor, making sure we're biased over the big toe. And double heel raise. Little bumps down, so just a little bit more contact with the floor, get those vibrations coming up through the legs. And bring both heels down. We'll take the feet wide and then a quick pedal through those feet, just make sure the legs are ready to take our weight and then bring yourselves up into a standing position. Come stand behind the chair. Just at fingertips distance. We'll reset those feet. Taking the feet together, take the feet into a V shape, bring the heels round, and take the shoulders up and back and down. So the chair is there for support should you need it, feeling an alternate heel up off the floor, mobilising through the toe joints, biasing the weight over the big toes, so that when we come to add in some balance work, which we are going to shortly, but that's going to help with our balance. Growing tall, and visible string through the crown of the head, shoulders sliding down, and we're wrapping this torso muscle around the front of the body. And one more each side again. Bring the heels down. Then rocking into a double heel raise, you might want to just float the fingertips to give you some support on the chair. Remember what I said about focusing the eyes about 2 meters in front. weight over those big toes, and that will all help with this balance. Starting to work those calf muscles. So 2 more here. Bring that down. Okay, then come into some knee raises. You might want to just switch to the side of the chair, so you've got a little bit more space. Still then the chair there to hold should you want to. Underneath the hips. Start heel raise, so peeling an alternate heel up, and then bringing that into a knee raise. So just be careful with this one, Harry. Maybe the heel raises might be enough. So just lifting the knee. See how you go. So bringing the other front, that is good. Think again about that corset muscle. We're trying to limit our side-to-side movement, and if we switch on these tummy muscles, that's going to help limit that rocking from side to side. Start pointing your toes down towards the floor, lengthening over the front of the calves, switching on the muscles in the back of the calf. And then we're picking the bum. The heels up towards the bum. I didn't say that the other way around, and that just starts so long. Bum up towards the heels, that's not right. So we've got to definitely through those quadriceps. And let's go one more. And then let's go down. Okay, pause it there. A little roll down. So mobilising the upper part of the spine. Fingertips here just a little bit of support. That's all we do. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, bring the chin to the chest. Curling forward. Soft through the shoulders. Elbows are soft. Shoulders are soft. And then we roll back up again. Keep the chin tucked in, restack the spine. So the fingertips are just nice and soft there. If you're not concerned about the any bone health issues, then you can let go. If you have any concern about bone health issues, osteopenia, osteoporosis, keep supported on the chair. Otherwise, we can hang forward here. It's loading the spine a little bit, and that is not advised if there are any bone health things. Just down to about knee height, and then we curl back up again. Keep the chin tucked in, and visualise the spine restacking. Reset head and shoulders, then supporting the back. Thumbs or fists or palms, gently leaning into the hands. Keep the elbows forward, let the shoulders soften, and then if you feel okay to do so, we can just gently lift the chin, coming into a little extension. And then bringing everything back to the centre, take a little step through those feet with those hips are rocked from side to side. It's a balance challenge now. Now I suggest you have the chair to the side. We're going to go one way and then we'll turn around and we'll turn his face away from you on the next one. We're just going to repeat the same thing. So the inside leg is our supporting leg. That knee is nice and soft. The chair is here for support. This is working on our balance. This leg we're going to just lift up to the ball of the foot and resting the side of the foot onto the ankle. So pause that there, just find your balance, so we're facing down on one leg. Focus the eye gaze 2 meters in front. The chair is just there support, or hands on hips if you're feeling a bit more balance. That knee, we take the knee to the outside. So we're coming into something, a low version of tree pose from yoga. And then you might recognize this one. And then we bring that in and rest it down. We're going to go the other way, so it's exactly the same thing, but if you turn around, you've now switched your inside leg, and just those legs. So inside leg is now soft. You just come into the ball of the foot, side of the foot is resting by the ankle, hand or hands on hips. Find your balance, focus the eye gaze. Then take the knee to the outside. Again, find your balance, bring tree pose. Bring that knee back in and rest it down. Okay, take a little step through. We go back to the first leg. Happy to switching your chair around or turning around. I'm going to make that a little bit harder. You don't have to make that harder if you don't want to. If this version was enough, then that's where you're going to stay. Otherwise, we're taking the foot higher up to the side of the knee. Let's give that. So remember, we can stay low if you want to. Supporting leg is nice and soft. We lift. Slide the side of the foot towards the knee, might be halfway up the calf, that's fine. Then, keeping the hips facing forward, we let that knee open, so Marion, this is not one for you today. Open the knee to the outside, find your balance. Very good. Bring it back in, Sit down, excellent. Very good balance today. Give those legs a little shake out. So either switch the chair or turn around so that we are now supporting leg. Nice and soft. Just set that balance, focus the eye gaze, either bringing the side of the foot to the ankle or we slide that foot up, maybe to knee height. Keeping the hips facing forward, let that knee open to the side. And again, find your balance here. Holding the chair if you need to, not holding the chair if you feel you can find that balance. Pause it there for a moment. Bring the knee back in. And sit down. Give those legs a little shake out. I can feel the concentration here. In the back of the room. We've got the face behind our chair now. We've got some squat work to do. And then adding in a little element of balance. I like doing squats. Quads, hamstrings, glutes are working, but it is that key thing about protecting our back. If we're lifting something up off the floor, picking something up, if we come into our squat position, you're going to be able to get lower and protect your back and strengthen your glutes at the same time. So there's some people who tell me that they use, after practicing this, they use it to load the washing machine, they load the dishwasher like this, and then they're protecting the back the whole time. Fantastic. So the chair is there for support should you need it, otherwise then you don't use it. The higher the squat position, so if we're shallow, which may well be where you need to be if you're protecting your knees, you're going to get more work into your quadriceps. If you come a little bit lower, so your bum comes lower, then you're going to get more work into the glutes. Just so you know the variation there. Okay, so we parallel through those feet. Feet parallel, ankles are underneath our hips, they're standing tall. We keep looking over the top of the chair so we never fold completely so we're looking at our feet. Our hips go back first as if we're sitting on a chair that's behind us. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, so we send the hips back, stick the bum out, bend the knees, hold the chair or just have the hands hovering in front of the chest, and then push with the heels to bring you back up again, and that will switch on those glute muscles. Let's do it, breathe in. And bring out, so we send the hips back, let the knees bend, looking over the top of the chair, push through the hips. So let's go 2 more like this, sending those hips back, push through the heels, and let's do this last one, send those hips back, push through the heels, and remember, give the legs a little shake back. Adding in balance challenge here. So we come into our squat position, we come all the way up, you might want to hold the chair as we come into a double heel raise. There's a little bit of momentum, so it might just take you off balance a little bit there, so the chair's in front. Let's give that a try, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hips back. That's it, push through the heels, come up, set your balance first before we raise those heels, because it's a bit of momentum, it does make it harder. Let's go again, breathe in. Breathe out, send the hips back. That's it. A bit lower if you can, push through the heels, find your balance, follow those heels, lower down with control, that's it, that lowering phase, getting a lot of work into the foot arches. Let's do it again, so we send the hips back, let the knees bend, push through the heels, and on the heels, last one, breathe in, and send the hips back, push through the heels, we follow those heels and then with control, slowly lower. That's it, good stuff. We're going to give those legs a little shake out. We're going to, a little hip flexor stretch before we come seated. So these muscles here, over the front of the hips, when we're in a seated position, they are shortened, and there's really nothing we can do about that with seated exercise. So I like to try and bring in some work to lengthen these muscles. When these muscles are short and tight, what that does is pull people forward into this sort of position here. So what we really don't want this short tightness here, because you basically can't stand up straight. So it's really important to try and keep these long. Using the chair just to help with our balance, we're taking a step backward, back onto the ball of the foot. The hips are going to want to rotate around, don't let them. Square them off to the front of the chair, to the back of the chair, sorry. Grow tall, lift the rib cage out of the hips. Draw the shoulders down and send your knee back. I'm just going to stay in that stretch. So it's pretty uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable for you. So come join me here. So we're taking a big step back. take a step back onto the ball of the foot, square off the hips to the back of the chair. Then lift the rib cage out of the hips, shoulders down, and send the knee, send the knee back. That's it. Growing tall, so just think back, growing tall as we lengthen over the front of those hip flexors. And then rest it down. Take a little step side to side. Loosen up. Bring yourself onto your chair into a seated position. A little bit of more mobility work to begin with. So we could do be at least halfway along, if not right towards the front edge of the chair. Let's step the feet wide. So we're in a wide stance here. Feet are on the diagonal, knees are on the diagonal. From here, hinging at the hip, the chest coming towards the floor. It's going to give us a little bit of mobility work in the hip. Adductors are lengthening, and then bring yourself up tall. So our back is staying straight. So it's all about getting some length here. So we hinge forward. Gives our lower back a nice bit of space as well. So we've got a tight lower back. This is quite a good move for you. And bring that back up. Let's just do a couple more here. We're hinging at the hip, chest towards the floor, and then we bring that back up again. Last one here. So sit up tall. So we're absolutely still through the back. The hinge is coming from the hip here. And then bring that back in. Step the legs in. Just take a little step with those legs. So, seated version of a move, Pilates move called the saw, which sounds really dramatic, but it's not as dramatic as it sounds. With this one, what this will give us is shoulder strength, spinal mobility in rotation, but we have got some rotation and flexion, so that means twisting and moving forward, which not everybody's back will enjoy. So if your back is problematic, you're going to focus on the twisting bit, again within the range that doesn't cause any discomfort, but not leaning forward at the same time. So just be a little bit cautious if you have back issues. So we're back into that wide stance. We take the arms out into a T shape. Turn to one thigh, so we're just looking towards one leg. The hand that is furthest away comes across your chest. The other hand we sweep up and palm is back. So I've got one arm coming forward and I've got one arm sending back. That's it. Straighten the arms as much as you can. Draw the shoulders down and reach the fingertips apart. That's it. And then bring that back and rest it down. Set the shoulders. Okay, we're going to go the other way. So we come back up into the T shape. We rotate round to the other leg. Bring the arm across the front of the chest. Back palm sweeps up and back. And we separate the fingertips. Front fingertips coming forward, back fingertips sending up. And then we bring that back to the centre and rest it down. Okay, let's just try that again. What this is going to give us shoulder strength but shoulder mobility, because the shoulder blades are being sort of drawn apart. If you look at the right arm, I've got my shoulders there. So I'm coming across, I've got strength but also length on the opposite side. Let's try that again. So just sitting upright. We take our hands to the T-shaped shoulders down. Rotate to the thigh. Arm across the chest. Back hand sweeps up. And we send that front hand forward as we send the back fingertips away. Bring it back into the centre and rest it down. Except we're going to go to the other side. So we're up into that T-shape, shoulders down. Rotate to the other leg. Arm across the front of the body. Back hand we turn up and then send the fingertips away from each other. And then bring everything back to the centre and rest it down. Okay, give the legs a little step in as we push. Last progression. Now, like I said, if your back is problematic, I want you to just repeat what we've just done there. So we've got our seated upright version. Otherwise, as we come across, we're going to lean forward towards that knee. Please be cautious if you have lower back issues, don't lean forward. It's going to ask quite a lot of our back. So find out your wide stance, feet on the diagonal, we've got our T-shape with our arms, shoulders down. We rotate towards one thigh, arm comes across the centre of the chest. Nose coming towards the knee as we turn the back hand up and now separate those fingertips, send one arm up and one arm forward. That's it. And we come back to the centre, nice and gently. We're going to do this one on the other side. We rotate to the thigh, arm across the chest, nose to knee, back hand up, and send that hand forward and send the other hand back. And then bring everything back to the centre, rest the arms, and then give those legs a little hand in, and then give those knees a little rock in and out. Tie up in a knot today. A lot. Give the shoulders a roll. You'll feel nice and loose. Okay. So here we're going to do a little bit of quadricep strength work and hip flexors. Again, you could do with being halfway along the chair. If at any point you need to rest down and move into the back of the chair, sit further back, then please do. Feet, ankles underneath the knees, and set the shoulders so we've got that nice line between the ear, the shoulder, and the hip. Abdominal muscles switched on, so we're wrapping this corset of muscle around the front of the body. If you can, just bring the hands to rest on by the hips to give you a little bit of feedback. We're going to start with heel raises and then knee raises. When we were standing, I was saying to you about trying to avoid rocking from side to side, and that's what we're going to focus on here. So we bring a heel up and then rest that heel down. So just into the heel raises to begin with. That might be where you're going today. Otherwise, we start to pick up that knee. Now, what we're trying to avoid is that, because your back is then doing the work rather than your tummy and your hip flexors. So it's like you're absolutely set in stone. The rest of you, the only movement is coming at the hip. So switch those tummy muscles on to help you do that. Gentle lift of the pelvic floor muscles, drawing up underneath the body, shoulders are down. So it's a bit like a slow motion march. Let's go one more each side. And then sit down. Okay, pause it there. In between you, just find a slouch and just come out of that ideal posture. Little rock from side to side. We're going to add in some arms. So this will give us a little bit of coordination work, but still we're getting that core control. So this time, as the knee raises, we're going to take the opposite arm. If you feel you can join in with me straight away, then do. So this is now a slow motion march. We're taking opposite arm to opposite leg. So it's going to work across the body. That's it. So if you end up going same arm, then just take a moment and then go opposite. That's it. So again, we're limiting our side to side movement, shoulders down, slow and controlled. So you've got it. Keep breathing. One more each side. And then rest it there. Okay, give those knees a little rock from side to side. And then shuffle all the way into the back of the chair. Rest it up for a moment. Let the back seat of the chair give you some support. We're going to come into some abdominal work. So always try and switch between which areas of the body that we are working. We're going to come into an abdominal crunch. Fingertips by our temples. We are softening the ribcage towards the hips, a little lean forward, but we're drawing the sling of muscle underneath the body, pelvic floor muscles up and in to get those muscles switched on. So let's get that. So basically a seated version of the sit-up. So we're here, shoulders down away from the ears, elbows are wide. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, soften the ribcage towards the hips as we got that little curl forward. Now lift the muscles underneath the body so we can feel everything drawing up and in. And then open back out, so we're sitting up tall and rest the arms down. Okay, we're going to do 3 in a row on this next one. So we sweep the arms up, fingertips just to temple, elbows wide, shoulders down. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, soften the ribcage towards the hips, a little curl forward, draw the muscles up and in, and we open out, breathe in. And breathe out, ribcage towards the hips. Draw everything up and in. And open back out. So we've got a little bit of pressure, mid-back, into the back of the chair. Curl forward, ribcage towards the hips, draw everything up and in. Sit up tall, and rest it down. We're going to do that again, one more set, same thing. So I've got a set of 3 in a row. If it's too much on the shoulders, you can still get that muscle engagement, but just let the hands slide over those knees, but still be working those tummy muscles. So if the shoulders are not wanting to play ball, then have the hands on the knees. Otherwise we're here. What this will do is open up those abdomens and lengthen them first. Big breath in. As we breathe out, ribcage to hips, curl forward, gently lifting those pelvic floor muscles, and then we open back out, lengthening the abdominals before we contract them. We'll make them work harder. Breathe in and breathe out. Ribcage softening towards the hips. We draw up underneath the body. Sit up tall, open out. Breath in and breathe out. Ribcage towards the hips. Again, draw up underneath the body. And then open out. And rest it down. Okay, take a little rock side to side. Just loosening off the lower back, loosening off those tummy muscles. A switch now to those leg muscles again, hip flexors, quadriceps, a little bit of lower abdominals here. We could do with being right towards the front edge of the chair for this one, so you've got plenty of clearance underneath the back of the leg. So we were practicing our knee raises just a second ago with those marches, but this time we take the knee up, we extend the heel forward just to brush the floor, bring the knee back in and rest it down. So it's like we're pushing something away with that leg press. Again, the back is going to want to join in to make it easier by leaning to the side. So what I really want you to avoid is any leaning. So when you lift that knee, everything else stays absolutely still so we don't hitch up. Because that's your back doing the work, not your tummy muscles. Right then, so we switch on these muscles. We've got a brace here, we've got a gentle lift to the pelvic floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we lift the knee, push the heel away, bring the knee back in, and rest it down. So absolutely still here. Other leg, breathe in. Breathe out as we lift up. Push the heel away. Bring the knee in. Still braced here. Rest it down. Other side, breathe in. Knee up. Press the heel away. Bring the knee up. Rest it down. We go the other side. Breathe in. And knee up. Well done. Really nice and still there, guys. Working up. That's great core control. Let's go one more each side. Breathe in. Breathe out as we bring the knee up. Push away. Bring it up. Press it down. Relax the shoulders. One more. Knee up. Press away. Bring it in. And rest it down. That's this, a little rock from side to side. That's it. Little rock from side to side. And sit bone to sit bone. Push them. Okay, so scissor, we'll work on a little more on our shoulders. Shoulder stability with this one. There is a core element as well, so we've got this corset muscle around the centre of the body. With scissor arms, we're back, still at the front of the chair, a little lean forward. From here, we're taking one arm up and one arm back. So it's a bit like we've got a spindle across the shoulders and the arms are rotating on that spindle. What we're trying to avoid is this. Partly that's due to tightness across the chest and also the back wanting to come in to compensate again. So let's give that a try. We've got a little hinge forward, so we just lean forward, so we're looking just over the knees to the tops of the toes, hands just by our hips. Back of the neck is long, so we're lengthening the crown of the head away, and then taking one arm up by our ears, and the other arm back. Palms are facing in, but we haven't rotated the shoulders. The chest is square to your knees, and then we slowly switch sides. So they call this scissors. We do it with legs on our backs on the mat work, but we can do it with arms in the seated position. So just keep going, slow and controlled. Now what I want you to think about here is flow. One key principle of Pilates. So it's like the move has no beginning and no end point. So we're flowing through each area of that move. There's no start point, there's no end point. That's it. Now, see if we can add in some breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. So as one arm comes up, that's your in breath. As the other arm comes up, that's your out breath. So just see if you can match that movement to the breath. Working those shoulders, working the shoulder stability. In breath and out breath. So another key principle of Pilates. Precision, breathing, flow. That's it. Let's go one more each side. Got it. And bring the arms down. Bring yourself back into a seated position and give those shoulders. A little bit of a coordination challenge. Still working those arms. Bit of a coordination challenge. I'm going to build this up and it might be that you just stick with one of the earlier versions of the movement. So again, shoulder mobility. If your shoulder will not allow you to bring the arm up here, then we can come into a garden fork position here. Okay? So take your arm, one arm up here or up here, and then we're sweeping down in a big semicircle round to the hip with the palm facing in, and then sweeping that arm back up to the starting point. Okay, that's it. So we sweep round. Try not to just bring the other hand to your shoulder. Try not to let the shoulder come up by the ear. So it might be that you have to stop there before it wants to come up. That's fine. Do one more here. So again, a little bit of isolation of the shoulders, making sure that we're recruiting the shoulders ideally. Let's go the other side. So we sweep the arm up, make sure the shoulder is lifted, and we bring the arm down. So quite often the shoulder wants to lift and come up to the ear rather than letting the arm move. Let's go one more. Now let's go both arms. So we bring both arms up, and then we take the arms away. That's it. Both arms up. Take the arms away. Last one. So I haven't really added any coordination. That coming next. We're just getting the arm movement first, and the brain will be able to cope with it a little bit better if it's practiced move. Okay, set the shoulders. So now we're going to go opposites. So as one arm comes up, we're going to take the other one. So a bit like a signalman. Now, all sorts of things might happen when you try that. Both might have a mind of their own. So, like I said, there's a little bit of coordination challenge. When you do opposite thing on the opposite side of the body, your brain has to work really hard. So it's a good exercise for the brain when we do these opposite type movements. So I suggest starting with one arm up and one arm down, and then simply, it's not simple, we switch those arms. And now try and get that element of flow to the move, as if there's, look at that, as if there's no beginning and no end. That's it. So an in-breath when one arm comes up, and an out-breath when we switch. And it's very coordinated. Let's go one more each side. In-breath if you can, out-breath. And then rest it down. I'm going to give those shoulders a roll. Stir the porridge, I like this one. Mobilising around the spine, we're getting core work, so all around this cylinder of muscle. We've got our diaphragm and our pelvic floor that tops and tails this cylinder of muscle. That constitutes the core, and the stirring the porridge move that we do here works the core very well. If you've got lower back issues, think about coming forwards and avoid this leaning back onto the back of the sit bones if you've got lower back problems. If your lower back is okay, then the further you come forward and the further you come back, the more your core work you're going to get from this movement. So ideally sitting towards the front of the edge of the chair, take the knees nice and wide. We've already warmed up the legs in this more wider position. Decide the size of your wooden spoon, decide the size of your porridge pot. We're going to go 4 circles one way and then reverse it and go the other way. A little bit of shoulder work as we stir as well. Take a breath. As we breathe out, we stir away with that big wooden spoon, drawing it all the way back into the body, leaning back if you can. Just reach away. Shoulders are gently drawn away from the ears. This is number 3. That's it. A little lean forward if you can. Last one. Then reset. We're going to reverse that move. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we'll come the other way. Stir around. Breathe in as you come in. Breathe out as we come away. That's it. We've got 2 more here. And last one. Bring it all the way back in. And then rest it down. Give the legs a little hand in. Give those knees a rock from side to side. Okay. One last little challenge. We're going to come into a move that I call sit to stand. So it's a bit like the squat work that we were doing. It's going to give us quadriceps, hamstrings and glutes, and also a very practical thing to practice too. So basically it's like you're getting up out of the chair. So we are on one arm, knees underneath, and these are coming just a little bit further forward than our ankles. We don't want it loads forward, but just a little bit further forward, so it gives us a bit of purchase on the floor. From here, we're going to rock the way into the the heels and make the bum light on the chair. Now some of you might be super strong in your quadriceps and be able to come into a little bit of a hover off the chair before we come back down. So, but it's going to really work those quads. So let's have a little go with this one. But you're not standing all the way up, it's just doing the hard bit of standing up, which is the first bit. So we want to be right towards the edge of the chair. Like I say, heels back just a little bit behind those knees. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, push into the heels, bum is light. Maybe we've got that little hover off the chair, and then bring it back in. So what this is creating is a low held squat position. Let's do a couple more. Breathe in and breathe out. So lean forward, weight in the heels, hover the bum, and then bring it back down. That's it. Good stuff. You can feel those muscles working hard. Let's go 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Weight into the heels. Maybe hovering that bum. Bring it back down. Last one here. Breathe in and breathe out. We come forward, push into the heels, and then bring that down. That's a great one to practice in a nice supportive chair. Give those knees a little rock in and out. And practicing from a functional point of view, that's all about getting in and out of chairs. Now, and especially if you're getting out of a softer chair, shuffling right towards the front edge and just practicing as we were doing, and that's all going to help. Okay, give those knees a little rock in and out. And then bring the knees back to the centre. Step 1 foot forward. We're just resting on the heel. Hamstring stretch. A little hinge forward at the hip. So that's just going to deepen that stretch a little bit more. Flex your foot towards you. It's going to deepen that stretch even more. And then if you want some more, then push your heel into the floor to deepen that stretch some more. We're going to breathe into this position. The out breath, just see if you can lengthen that little bit more on that out breath. Take a breath in, breathe out. One more, breathe in, and out. Step it in. We're going to go the other side. So extend that leg away. If you've got knee issues, just be careful. What you don't want to be doing is put too much pressure into a problematic knee joint. So, flex the foot, hinge forward to deepen the stretch. And to deepen it further, we make that little press into the heel. A few deep breaths here. Breathe in, and out. Breathe in, and breathe out. One more time, breathe in. As we breathe out, bring that back up again. Back to just a little bit of ankle work, straighten the other leg, point and flex the foot. And circle the foot around. Bring that foot in, there we go, next up, point and flex the foot, a little bit of ankle mobility. And then circle the foot, not knee. Bring that in. Okay, we're coming into a cat cow stretch. A little bit of spinal mobility. We're at the front edge of the chair, our knees are nice and wide. Hinging at the hip, lifting the chin. So shining the heart, lifting the chin as we hinge forward. And then tuck the chin in, curve the spine as we roll back up again. So hinge forward, lift the chin, shine the heart. That's it. And then tuck the chin in, curve the spine, roll back up. So this is a seated version of the cat cow stretch. It's going to give us a little extension and then some forward flexion. So all about that spinal mobility. If you have lower back issues, you'd be super careful with this one. Maybe make the move just that little bit smaller. So just going with the range that your back is happy to do. Let's go 2 more here. So shine the heart, lift the chin, and we tuck the chin in, we curl up. Last one now. Hinge forward. You can take that stretch deeper if it suits your back. And we tuck right in to curl back up. And rest it down. Bring the knees back into a parallel position. Rotating round to one side, back of the palm just resting against the thigh. Using that as a lever to turn to look over your shoulder. Drawing shoulders down away from the ears. And releasing it from the other side. Rotate to the other side. Back of the hand to the side of the thigh. Use that arm hand as a lever. Look over your shoulder. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms over, send the palms towards me, curve the upper back, shoulder blades apart, come into an upper back stretch. And then release the hands. And then thumbs or fists or palms, supporting the back. Again, we shine the heart, lift the chin, high gaze passive forward. Let the shoulder blades slide down the back into a little extension here. And then release and come back to an upright sitting position. One last little mermaid stretch, arm up and over, hand down to the side. Sit bones equally weighted on the chair. We come all the way up and over to the other side. Bring that back to the centre, set the shoulders. We're going to finish with our 3 floats of the arms as we usually do. Take a breath in as we float up. And then bring the hands down. Breathe in and